So wanted to talk today about getting into sitting. We've had several questions about that. I talked a little bit about it on my live yesterday. Just to give you some context, he is just over 19 weeks. So some of these things he is a little bit young for developmentally, but he's what I have to work with as a model, so I will use him as an example. A lot of these activities I'm going to show you work best with a child that's already independently sitting. However, you can start it a little bit younger. So like I said, even though he's a little bit young and developmentally, some of these things are things that we can do, just very modified. The first one, however, is something that you can start even younger than he is. And we talked about this in another video, but pull to sit. So you get their hands and ready, 1, 2, 3, and you can see he's activating all of his flexors and coming up. Boom. Got a little bit of a chin tuck there. And then you can also do it the reverse, like going down where he has to hold it eccentrically, so not let himself collapse. We can do this flat from the ground. I'm waiting till I am not just yanking on his arms. I'm letting him I'm giving a little bit of input, and then he's initiating. Well, right now he's looking backwards, but if you go to our Instagram, we have a whole highlight on pull to sit where I talk about some modifications. Something else you can play with that we do a little bit just because he has a preference is you can kind of start. Oh, are you going to help? No, you're not looking. Okay, well, he's not cooperating. But sometimes I can skew it a little bit to one side or the other. So like he has to come up a little bit more using his right side. But anyway, we most of the time just do it straight up. What else? So another thing that we do, and I have several posts and videos on this, is using a ball. So I like to do this to show them kind of how to move into sitting. So starting back, and I use the ball, so I kind of roll him this way and move the ball, and then I kind of pull the ball towards me as I'm pushing down on this opposite hip, so the hand you can't see. And then we come up. Now I'll do it the other way so you can kind of see from that direction. So I move the ball towards the direction I want him to roll, and then I pull towards me, and you can see this hand, I'm kind of giving a downward pressure and helping him come up. So that's starting to teach them how their body wants to move to get into sitting. And as you saw, he did that pretty well. So you can do this with a kiddo that's a little bit younger also. Oh, hi, are you waving to yourself? Yeah? You're teaching people how to sit up. So now, other things that we do is sitting, and this is where it's easier if they are sitting independently. But he's not. We can do a little bit of let's see, this is about what we've got right now. It's kind of a little bit of a prop, which is very appropriate for a 4-month-old. Has a little bit of his writing reactions going in the anterior posterior direction, but not much happening to the sides yet. If I were to slow him down, well, this is his harder side. The right side is a little weaker for him. So let's see. If I were to slow him down, okay, well, he's not demonstrating anything right now, but if I were to slow him down and kind of give him some support, he starts to return to center, but he cannot do it without the support. So anyway, back to the point. So kids that are sitting independently, what you can do is you can put something start close and have them work on reaching for it. So right now, this is just, he stays within his base of support to get this. So once he's engaged, I might move it a little bit further away, so he has to start reaching. Excuse me. It's cold season over here, or at least in this house. So he's basically, what we're looking for is he's reaching outside of his base of support. So he's working these muscles over here. But you want to do it so that he can reach and then maybe come back. So starting to build those muscles that are going to help him get into sitting. We can also do it over here. So this is his weaker side, but he might reach and then come back. Now, beyond that, if we want to take it a step further, so we could go down, kind of have him propped, and now I might put the toy over here that he has to come up for. So I have him all the way over here, so he's not quite all the way down on the ground. And, hey bud, I know, we've got fun things to look at. So have him look to come back up again. So again, breaking the component down into smaller parts. Good job. Ready? Let's try that again. Go ahead, go get it. Oh. Can you go get it? I'm giving a fair amount of support here, just again, because he's not an independent sitter. And he came back up on his own there. So those are some ways to break it down. Now, just like I showed you on the ball, you can also just once or twice a day, sorry, we're spitting up a little bit here. I'm afraid to say, but I think it has actually gotten a little bit better, but we'll see. Once or twice a day, just so kids don't start to think like, oh, sitting is this magic position I just appear in. You can help them get into sitting. So whether they're laying down, so a lot of times after I'm changing him, I will do a pull to sit. But if we're playing on the ground, I might put a toy over here that he's interested in. And I'm doing a lot of the work here. But just help him get up into sitting. And even if it's me doing all of the work, it starts to show him like, oh, this is a position I can get into, and this is how I do it. So those are some tips. Please let me know if you have any questions or something doesn't make sense. I can try to break it down even more. But that's a few tips to help you with getting your little one into sitting. Have a great day.